The gang's all here. Hello people of the interwebs, this is Luke Moore, back with part 1 of a 3-part review, and that's going to be on the Brain Arts Kingdom Hearts 3 Seesaw Trio. And I'm doing it this way because, like I said in the past, the Seesaw Trio is my favorite in the entire series, so I figured, why not do something special for them? So, in this review, we're going to be taking a look at Axel, and then 2 weeks later, I'm going to be taking a look at Roxas, and then 2 weeks after that, I'm going to take a look at Xion. So, before we take a look at Axel, we're going to start off with his box, which is the same as the rest, except it says Axel here, and the pictures on the back, which is nice. Okay, so without further ado, let's take a look at Axel. Okay, so here we got the figure itself, and as usual, Square Enix did a really good job with the sculpt and paint work. I don't think I have any paint flaws on mine. Now, of course, since it is a Brain Arts, it's going to have one quality control issue, and that is on mine. The elbow joint on his right arm is really loose. I mean, it's not falling over now, but if it has an accessory in it, it kind of wants to fall over. This arm's perfectly fine, but this one is just really loose. But other than that, all the joints are nice and tight. The face sculpt looks really good. It's a lot better than the Diamond Select version, which at the end we're going to compare the two, so prepare for that. The hair is nice and spiky. It's a very bright red, and just like Kairi, it really doesn't have any paint shading, which I thought was weird at first, but considering that only Sora and Riku had paint shading, it's just something you gotta expect now. And yeah, his outfit is basically just the Organization 13 cloak, which I got a question. After all the nobodies died and waking up back to human forms, why is Lee still wearing the coat? Like, when they turned into nobodies, did someone just look at his outfit and just thought, that's gonna be our outfits? I don't know, it's just weird. But yeah, it's sculpted really well. It's got the hoodie, the big zipper here, goes all the way down, the hoodie straps, and he's got black gloves, and his boots are not necessarily like cowboy boots, but boots, and his legs are just black. Okay, now this is one of the downfalls of this figure. The material that they used for the scud part is really, really stiff, and I don't understand it, because the Halloween Town Sora, his jacket was very soft, so we thought that this would be the same material, but no. And not only that, it's really spread out a lot. I mean, it's used for like the leg articulation, but still, it just looks bad, especially since stuff like this happens. I'm not a fan of it, so yeah, that's one problem, but other than that, it's really good. So yeah, that's basically it with the sculpt. Now let's get into the articulation. So his articulation is basically the standard Brain Arts articulation. So he's got a movable head, but because of the hair, you can't really turn it side to side that much. You can move up and down. The neck has a lot of range of motion, and his head comes off if you move it a lot, so be careful with that. The shoulders, they can move up this much, they can move forward and back, and they also shift down. They can also, not really a butterfly joint, but just a little bit. And his elbows bend this much, His hands are on the ball peg so he can move up and down and also swivel. He's got an ab crunch that moves about this far forward, this far back, and his waist, he can go all the way back, but not much forward. So he's always in this like leaning back type of pose, something I don't really like. And it can move side to side a little bit, and it can also rotate. Now the legs, not that much, but that's gotta be expected. They can swing out just that much. They can move forward about this much, back not much. He's got a double jointed knee, but can't really use it. And he's got ankle swivel, can move forward and back like that, and it can also pivot. So yeah, the articulation is there, but it's unfortunately you can't really use it. But you can get him into some poses on the upper part of his body. So yeah, that's basically it with the articulation. Now let's get into the accessories. Okay, so when it comes to accessories, he actually comes with quite a lot. First of all, we got the basic Kingdom Hearts base. It's got the heart shape for the base, and then the arm, and then the claw, two versions of claw. And I have this set up because I actually use the stand with this figure, and I'll explain why in a bit. And he also got both of his chakrams, which are sculpted and painted. Really, really nice. Compared to the Diamond Select version, the Brilliant Arts one is a bit smaller, it's painted nicer, and these parts are actually pointier because this one is made for kids. And also, with these parts, these outer rings, the outside is painted red, and then the inside is painted silver, while with this one the colors are swapped, so that's kind of interesting. But yeah, other than that, these things are really cool. And you also get his Flame Liberator Keyblade, which again is also nice. The blade is basically just a flame, the little charm is his chakram, and the chain is just a piece of plastic, which I don't really mind. And yeah, oh, these things are even sharper. I think it's because this is smaller than the chakrams. Yeah, I actually forgot how pointy they are, so be careful with that. And like the rest of the Keyblades, can split apart. That. And you also get 3 sea salt ice creams for Roxas and Xion and himself. And they're really nice. They're basically just a light blue and brown stick. This one has scuffs on it, but yeah, whatever. There's also this plastic piece that goes over the stick. It's to make it like thicker. I don't know why they just couldn't make the stick thicker, but well, I won't put the ice cream in his hands. I'm gonna do that once I got all 3 of them reviewed, so look forward to that. And for interchangeable parts, we got his default head without the lines under his eyes, so this is like his Lee face, and open palm hands. And he also got a separate head, which is kind of like a smirking face, and the lines under his eyes. So that's really neat. So you can have him displayed as both Axel and Lee. So if you want with this face and the chakrams for like a 2 and Chain of Memories and Days display, you can. If you want to have this face with the chakrams for a Dream Drop Distance display, you can. And if you want to have this face with the Keyblade for a 3 display, you can. So there's many options to display them in. And to hold those weapons, you need to have hands. So you got 2 hands to hold the chakrams, 2 of these like clawing hands, 1 hand for holding the Keyblade and the ice cream, and this one finger point hand for his got it memorized pose. But yeah, he doesn't come with any fist hands, which is very unfortunate, but yeah, what are you gonna do? And to interchange the parts, it's pretty simple. You can just take off the head, replace it with the new one. There you go. And swap out the hands. Same thing. Just take them off. Place it. There you go. And to put the chakrams in, you basically got to get these parts wedged into his fingers. There you go. And to get the keyblade on, all you gotta do is take out the hand. I usually put the hand on before I put the weapon on, but here I'm just gonna do it the other way around. So take the blade off, and then put the hand on, put the blade back on, and then just stick it on, and there you go. And yeah, that loose elbow joint is really annoying. But yeah, now with all these accessories, especially when he's holding both the chakrams, it could make him a bit front heavy, so he could fall over. So that's why I use the stand for him, because he stands okay for like a day or two, but then after that he just falls over. So need the base for this one, which is another pet peeve of mine. But yeah, that's basically it for the accessories. Now let's do some size comparison. Okay, so for size comparison, here we have him next to the Bring Arts Riku, Sora, and Kairi. And yeah, they look really good together. I know it does seem that Sora and Kairi are way too short, but this is accurate. So yeah, they do look really good together. And here he is next to the SH Figure Arts Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora and the SH Figure Arts Organization 13 Mickey. And they look okay, but they are a little bit too short. For Sora, he's in like the Kingdom Hearts 1 height range, and Mickey, he's just a tad bit too short. But they do look good together, but they just aren't really accurate in scale. And finally, the one that we've all been waiting for. Here he is next to the Diamond Select Axel, and oh my god, there is no competition. The Bring Arts one is way more accurate. It has better articulation, but I would say the Diamond Select one is better build quality, but it's just, look at that face. Look at that face. And one of the chalk ones fell off. He can't hold him properly. It's just, no. This figure sucks. So, hey, now that I did the size comparison, I can finally get rid of this thing. Yay! So, yeah, that's basically it with the size comparison. Now let's get into the final thoughts. So overall, it's a pretty decent figure. There are problems that really irritate me, like the bottom half of the cloak is really stiff, and the fact that there's gaps here, and the fact that he always has to lean back, and still he's a bit front heavy sometimes. But other than those things, it's still a solid figure. It's just not one that I want to pose around a lot. But yeah, if you are a fan of Axel, if you want to complete the Seesaw Trio, or if you want to get all the figures in line, then yeah, it's obviously a must-have pickup. Although this figure was released back in November, so almost a year ago. So I don't know if it's still available, but if it is, pick it up. So yeah, it's not a bad figure by any means, it just has a bunch of problems. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram, it's gonna be in my channel description, and I'll see you in 2 weeks when I review Roxas. So, bye bye folks.